Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 5 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 5-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 2 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 2-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 1 minute from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 1-minute time check, stations.
On the Bobcat Sports Network from Learfield, this is Cat Chat with Matt Logie and Tricia Binford, presented by Montana's Rib and Chop House. Here's the voice of the Bobcats, Keaton Gillogly.
All right, hello, and welcome live to Montana's Rib and Chop House. We are back for another edition of Cat Chat as we are deep into the February fight of Big Sky basketball. All right, first of all, everybody at the Rib and Chop House, hearing us okay? Sounding good in the back? We can hear everybody all right? Sounding good? All right, that's most important, especially for when we are drawing some raffle prizes during the commercial break, as we usually do. All right, our guests today, we will have Taylor Janssen here on the women's side, fifth-year senior out of Minnesota. We'll have one of the guys who was an architect of the beginning of this golden run, now an assistant coach with Montana State. Xavier Bishop is here. Yeah. Good to know just how much more difficult it is on the coaching side than it is the players' side. Of course, we'll talk with head coach Tricia Binford about that great win against NAU on Thursday and more. And now we are joined by men's head coach Matt Logie. Coach, how we doing? How we feeling?
Doing good. Back, glad to be back in town.
Yes, nice to be home. It is that time of year. That trip to Flagstaff is always long, and a lot of golf bros on there because the Waste Management Golf Tour is down in Phoenix as well, so it is what it is.
Yeah, I feel like they must schedule us for the Waste Management Open every year because I'm 2 for 2 on that. So, you know.
Yeah, well, and last year when we went down there, the Super Bowl was also in Arizona, so you had all the Super Bowl people going down to Phoenix and all the Waste Management bro and brodettes going down there as well. So it is what it is. You see a lot of slices of life in airports around the country.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do, especially when you miss your connection.
Yes, we did miss our connection, but we did get on not one but two planes splitting up the group on that Wednesday night. Shout out Shamrock Campbell and Reed Brown and Daniel Sally with an assist as well since he was there communicating with Shamrock while they were on the plane. So a lot of logistics go in there. The Thursday game day essentially started on the bus while we were riding up to Phoenix from midnight to 2 a.m., got in, and then had the game against Northern Arizona and then the game against Northern Colorado. So, Coach, let's dive right into it. It was a 5-point loss at Northern Arizona. It was a game where Northern Arizona did score pretty easily early on in this game, but a valiant comeback after Jay Mullins had some great minutes down the stretch and ended up being a 5-point loss, but a tight game in Flagstaff.
Yeah, you know, we just didn't get off to a good start. I don't know if our defense got stuck in baggage claim or what the deal was, but you know, we just did not get off to a great start defensively in a game that an opponent that we had held to 53 points here at home. You know, we walk into the halftime locker room and they had 40 already, and so obviously that was not how we intended to come out and play, and our guys got nice earful about that and responded well, and you know, I think that carried over that urgency from our staff to the players. Carried over on Saturday against a very good Northern Colorado team and one of our better defensive performances of the year.
Yeah, you held them without a field goal at Northern Colorado until about just under the 15-minute mark. And, of course, they do the thing where the fans stand before the first field goal, so they were standing for a while, blocking our view up in the Euchre seats up top, which was okay. That's fine. That's just a part of it. But you're right. I mean, the defense against the top Big Sky offense was really impressive those first few minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I think overall we held them to 40% from the field, which is on the low end for them, and matched them basket for basket. We just couldn't quite get enough stops without fouling, and vice versa. Couldn't get to the free throw line quite enough to make up the difference.
Yeah, the free throw discrepancy was definitely notable in this game. Montana State shot 17 free throws, went 14 of 17, so you knocked them down, but they went 21 of 31 from the free throw line, so 31 free throw attempts, and really the biggest disparity was in that first half. When they took 13, you guys took 5. But either way, that's the way it was called, and that's the way it goes. And Jay Mullins on his birthday again, following up another fine performance. 24 points in 30 minutes in this game, and he looked angry in a good way down the stretch.
Yeah, I think it's been great to see him, get back to form. When you sit back and look at his game against Northern Colorado and how he played against Northwestern early in the year, those are the types of things that we have had in mind, when he came here, and And so, it's nice to see that starting to pan out again as we hit the home stretch here. I think it's been good for him to get off the ball and not have to manage the team and organize the team from the point guard position quite as much, and just be able to be aggressive off the catch and be a little bit more of a scorer first. That's been good for us to see. And again, I keep saying it, we just got to get all these guys playing well at the same time. We had Pat going for a couple weeks there, and then this past weekend he was not quite the same as the previous couple weeks. But if you got Pat and Jabe going at the same time as Brandon's going, and you got Tyler and Brian making shots, and Bryce defending, and Jed organizing and playing with passion, and along with Sam Leckelot on the glass and protecting the rim, we've got the makings of a really good team. So the guys are in the fight, and we're getting better and sticking with it, and we got 4 of our next 6 here at home, so we're excited about that.
Yeah, there's a lot of pieces that could turn into a heck of a pie as we get into March. But, Bryce Zephyr, you mentioned him. He got off to such a strong start in this game. He had 9 points in 9 minutes, knocked down his first 4 shots at Northern Colorado. But the foul trouble crept up on him again. And it seemed like after he came out of the game with those 2 fouls in the first half, never really found the touch again in this one.
Yeah, offensively in the second half, he got 1 or 2 steps off the same spots that he got to in the first half. And so there's definitely some lessons in that in terms of, ability to finish and angles off the backboard and when to be physical, because he's got a good frame and is a strong athletic point guard. So, again, good things for him to see and learn from, but it was great to see him get off to a good start, and that certainly gave us a lot of confidence early. All
right, well, he's got the good starts. We'll see some good finishes from him, I'm sure, down the stretch. The other guy I want to mention, too, is Chika Duduka. Got some minutes, got some run this weekend. A guy having to stay ready when he wasn't getting a ton of minutes the last couple of weeks, but boy, he had some irritant in him at Northern Colorado, a little Dennis Rodman type action as well. It was fun to see him get out there and scrap it up this weekend.
Yeah, you can always count on Chika for that. He likes to get in the middle of things, and he always brings great energy. He's always ready to go, and that's one of the cool things about this team. And we knew we were a little bit deeper than we were last year. We've got some other holes that we didn't have last year, but the depth has been valuable from the standpoint of when you don't know what you're going to get from everybody, being able to go to the next guy, and I think what we're trying to figure out now is like who can be consistent on a week out basis. But the fact that all the guys are staying committed to the process and continuing to be ready when their name is called is huge, because as we saw last year with John Olmstead, you never know when that one guy's going to break through.
Yeah, we said it last year, but it bears repeating. I mean, he's a guy who will tell his story for years in this program after what he did down the stretch. All right, we're going to take a break. We got more to come with head coach Matt Logie as we're talking some Bobcat men's basketball. We're drawing some raffle prizes during this commercial break, and we'll be back after this timeout. We are live from Ribbon Chop House. This is Cat Chat, presented by Learfield.
Northern States Fishing Tools, a proud sponsor of the Montana State Bobcats, has been serving the eastern Montana and western North Dakota oil fields since 1978. We are here to provide you with the best tools and services, all at competitive prices. Northern States Fishing Tools services the Williston Basin with fishing and rental tools, along with downhole tools that include packers, plugs, and through tubing equipment. We have the expert knowledge to give you satisfying results based on your specific needs. Go Bobcats! The Northern Pulse Growers Association encourages industry professionals and growers of dry peas, chickpeas, lentils, and fava beans to become members in 2024. Members gain access to cutting-edge research, expert training, market insights, and connect with a Pulse-passionate community. Visit northernpulse.com to join the Northern Pulse Growers Association. Together, we're sowing the seeds of success.
With friendly customer service and an outstanding location near Montana State University in the base of the Bridger Mountain Range, Country Inn & Suites by Radisson is the perfect place to begin your Bozeman adventure. Country Inn & Suites offers a hot and delicious Be Our Guest breakfast buffet each morning. Free Wi-Fi is available throughout the property, and we have a business center and meeting rooms. Our indoor pool and hot tub is a great way to relax after a day of fun, and the on-site fitness center will keep your workout goals on track. We have spacious king and double queen suites with a full-size sleeper sofa available, and every room in Country Inn & Suites is smoke-free. Reserve your room today.
Universal Athletic has been a proud supporter of Bobcat Athletics for over 45 years. Check out their great selection of Bobcat apparel and accessories for all your game day needs. Shop in-store at their North 7th Avenue location or online at shop.msubobcats.com for everything you need to cheer on your Bobcats. Universal Athletic, a proud supporter of Bobcat Athletics for over 45 years. Go Cats! The Ribbon Chop House was founded in 2001. Our ability to grow has come through our commitment to Rocky Mountain hospitality, a concept which incorporates a casual attitude with our high-level commitment to loyalty, safety, service, and quality food. At the Ribbon Chop House, our staff is dedicated to creating extraordinary experiences that raise the bar in each of our communities. Enjoy premium steaks, fresh seafood, and award-winning baby back ribs. We look forward to sharing a little Rocky Mountain hospitality with you.
You are a Bobcat fan, and your seat matters. Section 108, right in the middle. And a perfect view of the fast break, alley-oop, and slam dunk. At Kendall Ford of Bozeman, we're a proud supporter of Montana State Athletics. We're big fans of teamwork, dedication, and helping customers find the best deal on the perfect vehicle to fit their needs. Where you sit matters, as in the driver's seat. Get started at KendallFordBozeman.com. Kendall, let's start something great.
The roar of the crowd, the thunder of thousands of fans stomping their feet as the Bobcats take the field. For Mary, her chronic hip pain kept her from the thrill of her favorite pastime. Thanks to the revolutionary orthopedic care from Bozeman's local orthopedic groups and the Bozeman Health Spine and Joint Institute, Mary was back on her feet and back in the game. If chronic spine and joint pain is keeping you from the activities you love, start your journey by visiting bozemanhealth.org/SJI.
We are back live at Montana's Ribbon Chop House for Cat Chat. My name is Keaton Gillogly. We're talking some men's basketball with head men's coach Matt Logie, and the Bobcats are home this week, 7 p.m. on Thursday against Weber State, 6 p.m. on Saturday against Idaho State. Cats won at Weber earlier this year, and a tight loss at Idaho State earlier this year as well. Coach, one of the things I wanted to ask you about a little bit is recruiting in this day and age, because it obviously is much different with all the transfer portal stuff, and you're not so much bringing in as many high school guys these days. First of all, how much are you guys actually out recruiting high school players right now? Because before it was all high school basically, right? Like, so how much are you putting into the transfer portal versus high school guys right now?
Well, I think there's really just a timing element to it. In the summertime, most of the evaluation process is done through the high school lens. Summer club basketball teams, high school tournaments, and so that's where you kind of get your evaluations at the high school level. And a lot of those kids make decisions in the fall as to where they're going to go and where they're going to sign. And then once you get through the fall signing period, with the ability for people to be immediately eligible and all the kind of the floodgates of players available in the transfer portal, you're doing your due diligence during the year, kind of following just the landscape and being prepared should people that or have relationships with in the past hit that portal come springtime, and then things in the spring happen very quickly. High school recruiting, a kid might take 6 visits, and you'll start recruiting him in June, and you don't really get the commitment until October, and it's like the longest, most drawn-out process ever. Sometimes in a recruiting transfer portal kid, you might talk to them on a Friday, have them out on campus on a Monday, and they might commit on Tuesday. And so that's how much time you have to do your homework. And there's opportunity in that, but there's also a little less time to do some of the evaluative pieces too. So there's risk involved as well. And I think what you see a lot is just the variance when you're bringing in bigger classes than normal, because most classes now from year to year are probably 5 or 6 guys per team. You used to maybe bring in 2 or 3 per year, and so there's just a lot more variance and variability, and I think that's why you're seeing a lot of parity in college basketball. You got programs like North Carolina that have every resource advantage in the world, and one or two misses per se can really affect you. So it's a changing, fluid landscape.
Yeah. How much are you recruiting on video versus in person right now?
Right now, everything is about our team.
Yeah.
We're aware of who's doing well at different levels. But until they hit the transfer portal, you can't communicate with anybody. You can't go watch, a Division II game,
right.
From a recruiting perspective until they're in the portal. So a lot of it will be done on video, once people enter the transfer portal. Things that we can do now in person really just pertain to the junior college level.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting too, because I imagine the video recruiting aspect of it early on in your career probably wasn't really a very big piece of it.
Well, for me, it actually was,
okay.
because I was at programs that didn't have a recruiting budget.
There you go.
And
so you're practicing.
We had to be creative, and I was fortunate enough to recruit and coach a bunch of international players that I never once saw in person.
Yeah.
And so there's just a calibration that you have to get used to in terms of, okay, what's the level of play, what's the competition level, and kind of do your homework on that, and then trust your eyes.
Yeah, interesting stuff. All right, let's look ahead. Presented by Vance Thompson Vision, the official LASIK and cataract surgeon of the Bobcats, which is your home for laser vision correction. Learn more at VanceThompsonVision.com. Weber State on Thursday night. It's a whiteout, so wear white to the brick on Thursday. 7 p.m. is the tip-off. If you can't make it, we'll be on the air at 6:30. But, Coach, give us something about this Weber State team we should be keeping an eye out for.
Well, Weber State's a team that's kind of had to turn the page to a younger group of players due to some injuries and whatnot, but they are led by maybe one of the most dynamic players in the league in their point guard, 3. He's a guy that can single-handedly win a game, as he did last week against Northern Arizona.
Yep.
Had 34 of their 73 points, and is really, really good attacking the basket, getting out in transition, and then they're relying on some young guys, some shooters around him to spread the floor, and then obviously, similarly to us, they're experiencing more adversity than they're accustomed to, and so. Anytime you got a team with their back against the wall and a wounded animal is a dangerous one. So we've got to make sure that, we come in more wounded than them.
Yeah, they are also missing a couple of guys. You mentioned that, but Miguel Tomley, one of their starters, out for the year, and Dyson Kohler, another one of their starting guards, he's out for the year with a wrist injury. So a little banged up, but certainly could be a good game on Thursday. All right, Coach, this has been great. We'll talk again this weekend.
Sounds good. Go Cats.
All right, we're taking a break. Xavier Bishop on the other side of this timeout. We're at the Ribbon Chop House. This is Cat Chat, presented by Learfield.
Town & Country Foods is a proud supporter of Bobcat Athletics. As a locally owned company, we believe the benefit of buying local helps support the local economies in southwest Montana. Our stores offer great selections of items you need every day, including organics, specialty foods, fresh meats and produce, along with incredible selections from our bakery and deli departments. Town & Country Foods is 100% employee-owned and serves southwest Montana with 8 locations. Visit your local Town & Country Foods today. Go Cats!
At Montana State University, students shape signature experiences that take them across the state and into local communities. MSU is dedicated to its land-grant mission, integrating transformational learning, discovery, and service that improves lives. You'll find our students teaching across Montana, conducting research in the heart of Yellowstone National Park, or even creating small shelter prototypes to address homelessness. Montana State University. Think outside.
It's the season of home improvement, and Williams Plumbing will help you tackle the big stuff. Are old roots clogging your sewer line? Williams has the tools to fix it. Have you checked your septic system lately? We have the knowledge and experience to maintain or repair it. Looking to install a yard hydrant? We'll do it promptly and professionally. Don't sweat the big stuff. Call Williams Plumbing today.
If you're in need of structural engineering for your residential, commercial, or wireless telecommunications project, Ascent Engineering provides comprehensive solutions for your project's success. Ascent Engineering is now serving the Big Sky Country in southwestern Montana. Whether it's a new residential home, new commercial building, long-awaited remodel, covered outdoor living space, retaining wall, or telecommunications tower, Ascent Engineering is your expert at providing forensics, assessments, or designs. Ascent Engineering is a proud supporter of your Montana State Bobcats.
Ready to build your brand? Think Inc. outside the box for your complete branding solutions. Located in Bozeman, Montana, we offer a full print shop for banners, signs, wraps, trade show booths and graphics, promotional products, and much more. If you can think it, we can ink it. We are a proud supporter and corporate sponsor of the MSU Bobcats. Like us on Facebook to see some of our cat wraps. Ready to build your brand? Think Inc. and call us at 406-922-6462 or visit us on the web at inkoutside.com.
The Bobcats are proud to present these preferred local partners as members of Bobcat Belt, Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems, Bryant, whatever it takes, Carrier Heating and Air Conditioning, Carrier, turn to the experts, Ace Roofing, building Montana strong, one roof at a time, Rivers Landscaping, crafting superior outdoor spaces, and NW Construction, proud to call Bozeman home. Montana State Athletics encourages our fans to choose these local businesses. They are proud local sponsors and demonstrate what it means to be a Bobcat. We are Bobcat Built.
We are back live at Montana's Ribbon Chop House for Cat Chat. We're talking men's basketball. We've got some great player cards and coaches cards up here for free. If you'd like a few of those are produced by Executive Services, which for 38 years has been the printing and mailing experts in the Gallatin Valley, a local family-owned business supporting Bobcat athletics. Printing and mailing done right. Find them online at printmailrelax.com. That's printmailrelax.com. My name is Keaton Gillogly, and we are joined now by one of the guys who was a part of the genesis of this amazing run over the last 3 years, Xavier Bishop. Xavier Bishop. X, how we doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Feeling good and excited about just running through the season. It's been a heck of a journey, and it's been a lot of fun watching a lot of wins, which you were a part of. It's kind of crazy that you were there for the first one, and now you're back as an assistant coach after the third one so far.
Yeah, no, it's definitely crazy. I laugh about it all the time. I feel so old being back, but I'm enjoying it and just happy to see everybody again and just, taking everything one day at a time.
Yeah, well, just wait until, some of the players you played with or coached with, and then you're coaching their kids. That's when you really feel old.
Yeah, I'm not rushing that, though.
Well, and you're coaching a couple of your former teammates as well on this team, too. What's that dynamic like?
It's crazy. It's crazy because it's like Sam, Tyler, Pat. It's like the last time I saw them, they were like little brothers. They were freshmen coming in, kids, and now seeing them grow up, it's like watching your little brother grow up in front of your eyes, and just seeing where they're at now as players and just young men. I'm really happy and proud of them.
Yeah, it's fun to watch them go to work, and excited to see what they've got in store for us down the last 3 weeks of the regular season. All right, I want to go back. We got to go back to the 2022 championship. But even before that, the 2021 championship game that you guys lost against Eastern Washington. Bring me back into that moment after you guys lost, because at that point, Montana State still had not been to an NCAA tournament since 1996. What do you remember about losing that game in 2021?
Honestly, throughout the journey, that was probably the most important thing that happened. That loss is still, even you just bringing it up now, it kind of, irks me a little bit, but it was something that was needed, and it humbled us a lot, and it gave us a lot of motivation going forward. I remember after we lost that game, there was a lot of tears shed, and, all of the guys, we decided to come back that next year because we all had our COVID year, and we were like, man, we got to lock in, and we could do something special, and we got to work that summer, and, everything paid off at the end of the next year for sure.
Yeah, how business-like was your mentality in that championship run in 2022 when you guys were in the tournament?
Oh, yeah, it was straight business. Coach didn't really have to say too much in the pregame speech. Like, we were all locked in. It wasn't too much talking going on. We knew what the goal was and the task at hand, and we were all locked in, and it was like we're not losing tonight. That was our mindset going into it, and we played every possession like it was our last, and we got the job done.
Yeah, well, and it's cool too because that business like mentality really is carried through these 3 championships. You know, I have such an image of Rob Ford even last year putting the sticker on the bracket, you know, after one of those wins and just kind of calming people down and getting them back into the locker room. I mean, that's one of the enduring legacies of that business-like atmosphere there.
Oh yeah, definitely, and that was our same approach as well. And you know, seeing Rob and the way he led that group last year, it was really, you know, inspirational. I mean, you know, to see those guys come together at the end of the year and do what they did, that was a magical run. And, you know, you could tell by how they played that they had that business-like attitude and that business-like mindset. And they weren't losing. They weren't taking no for an answer, and they got the job done.
Yeah, even better when they can get the job done against that other team in the championship game from over the hill. But take me back as well still to even that the 2022 win. You finally got through it. You had all that heartbreak from 12 months ago. Just what was the joy like? What was that moment like when you knew you'd finally gotten this thing back to the mountaintop?
It was amazing. I'm not too emotional, you know, but after we won and that buzzer went off, I cried. I can't lie to you. I found my mama and my pops, and I just cried. And, you know, seeing Jabril, as big as he is, start crying, it was just like, you know, you finally made it. You finally made it. It was what you dream of as a kid. I remember all the times I'm in the front yard, you know, dribbling, reenacting the Kimball Walker move against Pitt, you know, just dreaming of moments like that and being able to play in the big dance. And for it to come true, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Well, and the next year, that following year, the 2023 title, you had a chance to witness it from the stands, right? You got to see Jabril and all those guys get it done. What was it like sitting in the stands watching all your former teammates get some dubs?
It was crazy. It was crazy. I was so happy for those guys and the way that they got it done. Just beating NAU in the championship, a crazy one in the semifinals against Weaver, which we tend to always have. So it was great to see those guys continue the success and relive that dream again, and also just those guys that hadn't been there before get to live a dream that they also had. So it was great to see those guys get it done as well.
Yeah, well, and although that was the middle of what is now the 3 titles in a row, in a lot of ways that year was the genesis for you as you began your coaching career. Take us back. What was the path? So you spent the time with Danny Sprinkle at Utah State, and we're going to be at Washington. But before that, how'd you get in, and what was that process like when you were figuring out what you wanted to do and how to get into this coaching world?
Yeah, I had went overseas for a while, for a little under a year, and played in Germany. And at the end of my senior year, I was dealing with an ankle injury, had to get surgery, and it never really healed right. And I was constantly, you know, just constantly hurting it overseas, and my heart kind of switched over to wanting to get into coaching. And I called Coach Sprinkle, and at the time he was going through the whole transition to Utah State and everything, and he was like, I got you, you know, and he took care of me and told me, you know, I got out to Utah State, Logan, Utah that summer, and kind of hit the ground running, and, you know, just been on that path, you know, the coaching path ever since.
Right. What was that process like for you over at Utah State? Because you weren't a full-time assistant coach yet, correct?
No, graduate assistant.
Yeah, so what is give us the feel for what that's like as a graduate assistant?
It's funny because it's real humbling. It's crazy going from, you know, basketball player and, you know, one of the main guys, and then, like, you're doing all the grunt dirty work. You know what I mean? You're ordering the food, the laundry and stuff. But it's an experience that I would say has definitely helped me a lot, you know, maturing as a young man, and something I really cherish. So it's tough. It's tough. It's very humbling. But I would say a lot of people should go through it, but if you don't have to, that's all right.
Yeah, man, that's the truth, and that's what you were set up to do at Washington as well, right?
Yeah.
So how long were you in Seattle?
Oh man, like 2 or 3 months. 2 or 3 months, just going to class and stuff. I had to take classes over the summer to finish my master's, which I haven't gotten to do yet, but I think I plan on doing that. But yeah, the transition and everything happened super fast, so I was only out there for 2 or 3 months.
And then when this job opened up over here, so, you know, Julius Smith went over to UC Irvine, so this opened up. How did it get on your radar? What was the process like?
Coach Logie, I was in the office just chilling, you know, late afternoon, right out after class, and then Coach Logie reached out to me, and when he brought it up to me, I was like, whoa, like I couldn't believe it. I was shaking up at the time, you know what I mean? I was super nervous, just all jittery, and, you know, the process when I got to come out here and just go through the interview process and meet everyone and meet him and get to know him more. And, then he ended up offering the job, and it was a no-brainer for me, you know what I mean? So just super appreciative of him, believing in me and giving me the opportunity to come back to Bozeman.
Yeah, I imagine Sprinkle's got to be just over the moon proud right now too, yeah?
Yeah, he was like, you got to, X. He hated to see me go, but he really likes Coach Logie and super supportive of me and what I want to do and just advancing my career. So he definitely was a big help in, being supportive and pushing me forward for sure.
And now you're here living the next stage of the dream. It's always a little different when you're actually living it, but how is it, man? You go from ordering the food to now Shamrock and Reed handing you your food.
It's crazy. I would say, like, one thing I didn't understand or notice was how much coaches deal with. As a player, you think they're just showing up, yelling at you and stuff like that, but it's a lot more that goes into it. And we have a great group of guys. Like, they're great human beings. And me, I was kind of a little knucklehead, so I couldn't imagine what it was like dealing with me on a daily basis.
And now we're here and we're grinding through it. Just tell me a couple of your thoughts just on the team overall, on how you're seeing this thing play out and what you're hoping to see play out going forward.
We're fine. We're fine. The guys, they're continuing to fight. That's one thing I love about our guys. They just continue to fight. They don't lay down. They really strive and try to continue to get better each and every day. And where we're at right now, like, our main focus is just making sure we're playing our best basketball in Boise, and that's the goal. And that's what happened last year, and it paid off, So we're going to continue to stack days, continue to grow, and it starts with tomorrow, getting better in practice tomorrow. And then on Thursday, we got a good Weber State team coming in with a really good player, and, we're going to have to really lock in and focus and try to get the job done on Thursday.
It's always a battle when you see those Wildcats in purple, man. That's a long history with those teams.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I won't say too much about them, but, it'll be a good game. We've had some great battles with them, and, I'm sure we'll continue to have good battles with them, but, we're going to hope we're on the winning side of them, like we've been being.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. There's been some really good battles, and there's going to be another one on Thursday night. X, this has been great. Thanks so much for the time, man.
For sure. Thanks for having me.
All right, Xavier Bishop, 2022 Big Sky Tournament MVP. We're taking a break. Back with more at the Ribbon Chop House. This is Cat Chat, presented by Learfield.
The roar of the crowd, the thunder of thousands of fans stomping their feet as the Bobcats take the field. For Mary, her chronic hip pain kept her from the thrill of her favorite pastime. Thanks to the revolutionary orthopedic care from Bozeman's local orthopedic groups and the Bozeman Health Spine and Joint Institute, Mary was back on her feet and back in the game. If chronic spine and joint pain is keeping you from the activities you love, start your journey by visiting bozemanhealth.org/SJI.
Northern States Fishing Tools, a proud sponsor of the Montana State Bobcats, has been serving the eastern Montana and western North Dakota oil fields since 1978. We are here to provide you with the best tools and services, all at competitive prices. Northern States Fishing Tools services the Williston Basin with fishing and rental tools, along with downhole tools that include packers, plugs, and through tubing equipment. We have the expert knowledge to give you satisfying results based on your specific needs. Go Bobcats!
With friendly customer service and an outstanding location near Montana State University and the base of the Bridger Mountain Range, Country Inn & Suites by Radisson is the perfect place to begin your Bozeman adventure. Country Inn & Suites offers a hot and delicious Be Our Guest breakfast buffet each morning. Free Wi-Fi is available throughout the property, and we have a business center and meeting rooms. Our indoor pool and hot tub is a great way to relax after a day of fun, and the on-site fitness center will keep your workout goals on track. We have spacious king and double queen suites with a full-size sleeper sofa available, and every room in Country Inn & Suites is smoke-free. Reserve your room today.
The Ribbon Chop House was founded in 2001. Our ability to grow has come through our commitment to Rocky Mountain hospitality, a concept which incorporates a casual attitude with our high-level commitment to loyalty, safety, service, and quality food. At the Ribbon Chop House, our staff is dedicated to creating extraordinary experiences that raise the bar in each of our communities. Enjoy premium steaks, fresh seafood, and award-winning baby back ribs. We look forward to sharing a little Rocky Mountain hospitality with you.
You are a Bobcat fan, and your seat matters. Section 108, right in the middle. And a perfect view of the fast break, alley-oop, and slam dunk. At Kendall Ford of Bozeman, we're a proud supporter of Montana State Athletics. We're big fans of teamwork, dedication, and helping customers find the best deal on the perfect vehicle to fit their needs. Where you sit matters, as in the driver's seat. Get started at KendallFordBozeman.com. Kendall, let's start something great.
No matter how far you may go, there's always one just down the road. Town Pump, who'll pump it up, pump it up.
Town of Pump is excited to once again sponsor the Brawl of the Wild Rivalry Series between Montana State and the University of Montana. Look for special Brawl of the Wild promotions throughout the year at your local Town Pump.
Town Pump, right down the road, pump it up, oh yeah.
We are back at Montana's Ribbon Shop House. Before we talk with Taylor Janssen, let's pause 10 seconds for our network station identification. This is Cat Chat.
AM 1450, KMMS, and K236CY Bozeman, 1340 KPRK Livingston, where Montana talks.
We are back live at Montana's Ribbon Shop House for Cat Chat. We're here every Tuesday night at 6:30 p.m. until that first Tuesday of March. And we remind you at Montana's Ribbon Shop House, they've been serving Rocky Mountain communities for over 20 years. Our ability to grow has come through our commitment to Rocky Mountain hospitality, a concept which incorporates casual attitude with our commitment to loyalty, safety, service, and quality food. We hope you'll be our guest at one of our Montana locations soon. All right, we are joined now as we start talking some women's basketball with fifth-year senior Taylor Janssen. Taylor, how we doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
How you feeling? How you holding up? We're deep into the season now.
Yeah, good. Getting better every day. Just working on my rehab and working to get back from injury, so it's been good.
Yeah, and class-wise, where are you at in that? I mean, last year you thought you were going to be done, so where are you at in your degree and classes?
Yeah, so last year I graduated with my bachelor's in finance, and now I'm finishing my bachelor's in economics.
Okay, so you'll have the two bachelors.
Yep.
All right. Always a little bit different. You know, everybody's had so many different opportunities. Some people go for the master's, an extra bachelor's, so that'll be nice. Any feel for what you want to do with it when you're done?
You know, I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah, that's okay.
Probably like some sort of financial analyst role, maybe banking. I don't know. We'll see.
That's all right. You'll have a heck of a story to tell people in interviews when you get that opportunity.
Yes.
So you're through that. You're working on your second bachelor's right now. You did mention the injury. So you got hurt last year, correct?
Yes.
So go ahead.
I think I hurt my knee in January, but then finished the season. After season, I got some imaging done and everything like that, and I tore my meniscus. So I had surgery after the school year finished in May, and then that recovery was about 7-8-ish months. So then my first games back were Puerto Rico in December, so been working back ever since then.
Yeah. So you did hurt. If you think you hurt your knee last year, so you were just playing through pain in your knee through most of the year?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't too bad. We just kind of like managed the pain. I honestly didn't think it was going to be as bad as it was. My parents were like, you probably need to get the image. And I was like, well, what's the worst that could happen, you know? Well,
right.
Surgery.
Okay, so that was in May. At that point, had you decided you wanted to come back for this fifth year?
Yes, so I decided like a week after season ended last year that I wanted to come back for my fifth year. That was before I even knew about my knee as well, too. So I wanted to come back. Just to get another year. I think KJ and Lexi coming back too was a big reason I just decided to stay so we could all finish out fifth year together. And I'm happy I did, and hopefully get a couple more rings to finish off the career.
Yeah, always good to get some jewelry. We've had a lot of jewelry on the hardwood. Yeah, absolutely. You guys are off on the right foot for it, that's for sure, which we'll get into in a second. But, you know, the rehab over the summer and that sort of thing, it's a lot of that work that happens in the dark. What was it like? What was your kind of like day-to-day rehab schedule while you're coming back?
Well, for the first 2 months, I couldn't walk, so that was difficult. And then it took a while, probably up until month like 5 before I could run again and jump. And then once you can kind of run and jump, then it kind of progresses a lot faster after that. But it was until like October that I was actually like starting to make a lot of progress. So just a lot of strength training when you can't walk on your leg for 2 months. I lost essentially like all the muscle in my right leg. So it was working back from that. And then working up cardio and like being able to like not just run down the court and get tired one time. So But yeah, it's been, and then keeping up with it as well. Like if I stop, then I'm going to lose muscle and like not be able to jump as much. So just staying with it, even with everything else going on.
Yeah, that's a long process. So do you just feel like you have like a new leg now, building all of that new muscle?
Essentially, yeah. I was like, I don't know if my right leg's ever been this strong after working on just that leg for months.
Right. And so you're working your way back. I don't know. What do you feel like your percentage is at right now, like in terms of on the court?
It depends on the day. Like some days are better than others. I definitely don't feel like I was where I was last year. Just I feel slower, which is normal. But again, it's gotten better since even like me and Lexi came back in Puerto Rico. I think we've both been able to progress in that sense, but it's going to take time.
Yeah. Well, so far, still plenty of time to keep it rolling and get this thing going. But coming off what was a great week for the team, 2 wins, a win on Thursday and a win on Saturday. So still 12-0 in Big Sky play. Heck of a year to come back for. What's the ride overall just been like for you?
Yeah, it's been really different than in previous years. I think that, especially compared to last year, our depth has really helped us this year.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who we put in. We're able to keep up the same intensity, pressing on defense the entire time and just running teams out of the gym. And I think, like, us having that depth and able to keep that pressure on the whole games, we just are wearing teams down. And they can't keep up with it.
Yeah, well, and you got to do that again on Thursday. Also, just how was the crowd? How was the atmosphere for that game on Thursday?
It was awesome. I remember us hitting like 2 or 3 threes back-to-back, and everyone just went crazy. And it was so fun to be there for that. And just to see the community, like, support us in that way, like, it's amazing, and we hope to continue to see you guys there for the rest of the season.
Right. Well, the next home game will be against Montana on the doubleheader 2 weeks from now, so we know people will come out and support from that. But, yeah, those threes you're talking about kind of at the end of the first half, particularly that Natalie Picton three in the right corner. I mean, the place erupted. NAU called a timeout. It looked like Picton was just floating back to the bench.
No, it was awesome. It brought so much energy, and I think that was like a real momentum shift, especially after the first quarter when we didn't play our best. So just to be able to, like, get that momentum swing and, like, having the crowd engaged, too, it helps so much, not just with us, but it rattles the other team as well.
Yeah, so that was a great moment down the stretch. Get the win there. No letdown for the Saturday game against Northern Colorado either. But, you know, when we talked last year on the show, we were talking a lot about freshmen. Picton was one of those. Ella Johnson, fellow Minnesotan. But we're talking about freshmen again. Taylor Janssen, what a season she's been having. What's it like watching her in practice and from the bench?
She is crazy. She's an animal. I don't know how she does it. I'm like, I wish I could run like her. But, no, she's been amazing. Just the spark she brings and just pure athleticism to be able to get all those steals. And she, like, no one can get past her. Let's be real. Even if she's behind, she's going to catch up. So she's just been amazing. And her and Natalie are just such a great spark off the bench, bringing that defensive pressure and energy to just continue to wear on the other team.
Right. And then Addison Harris is in the front court a little bit, too. Seems like she's coming along as well. What are you seeing from her?
Yeah, she's made so much progress from the summer, even like the start of our season this year. Just so much more composed. She uses her athleticism in the right way, running the floor and, like, getting berries, but also, like, facilitating the offense from the outside as well. And getting rebounds and getting stops. That's what matters. And I think both her and Taylor have seen, and Tegan have had so much progress from even the beginning of the season, just their confidence in their play as well, which has really helped.
All right, well, we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun stretch run down the rest of the year, and excited to see you continue to get back out there and continue to rise as the season goes on.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, Taylor Janssen, we're taking a break. When we come back, we're talking with head coach Tricia Binford. Back with more from the Ribbon Chop House. This is Cat Chat, presented by Learfield.
Ready to build your brand? Think Ink outside the box for your complete branding solutions. Located in Bozeman, Montana, we offer a full print shop for banners, signs, wraps, trade show booths and graphics, promotional products, and much more. If you can think it, we can ink it. We are a proud supporter and corporate sponsor of the MSU Bobcats. Like us on Facebook to see some of our cat wraps. Ready to build your brand? Think Ink and call us at 406-922-6462 or visit us on the web at inkoutside.com.
The Bobcats are proud to present these preferred local partners as members of Bobcat Belt, Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems, Bryant, whatever it takes, Carrier Heating and Air Conditioning, Carrier, turn to the experts, Ace Roofing, building Montana strong, one roof at a time, Rivers Landscaping, crafting superior outdoor spaces, and NW Construction, proud to call Bozeman home. Montana State Athletics encourages our fans to choose these local businesses. They are proud local sponsors and demonstrate what it means to be a Bobcat. We are Bobcat Built.
Town & Country Foods is a proud supporter of Bobcat Athletics. As a locally owned company, we believe the benefit of buying local helps support the local economies in southwest Montana. Our stores offer great selections of items you need every day, including organics, specialty foods, fresh meats and produce, along with incredible selections from our bakery and deli departments. Town & Country Foods is 100% employee-owned and serves southwest Montana with 8 locations. Visit your local Town & Country Foods today. Go Cats!
At Montana State University, students shape signature experiences that take them across the state and into local communities. MSU is dedicated to its land grant mission, integrating transformational learning, discovery, and service that improves lives. You'll find our students teaching across Montana, conducting research in the heart of Yellowstone National Park, or even creating small shelter prototypes to address homelessness. Montana State University. Think outside.
It's the season of home improvement, and Williams Plumbing will help you tackle the big stuff. Are old roots clogging your sewer line? Williams has the tools to fix it. Have you checked your septic system lately? We have the knowledge and experience to maintain or repair it. Looking to install a yard hydrant? We'll do it promptly and professionally. Don't sweat the big stuff. Call Williams Plumbing today.
If you're in need of structural engineering for your residential, commercial, or wireless telecommunications project, Ascent Engineering provides comprehensive solutions for your project's success. Ascent Engineering is now serving the Big Sky Country in southwestern Montana. Whether it's a new residential home, new commercial building, long-awaited remodel, covered outdoor living space, retaining wall, or telecommunications tower, Ascent Engineering is your expert at providing forensics, assessments, or designs. Ascent Engineering is a proud supporter of your Montana State Bobcats.
Are back live at Montana's Ribbon Shop House one final time for Cat Chat. My name is Keaton Gillogly, joined now by head coach Tricia Binford as Montana State women's basketball coming off another weekend sweep. What a year it has been, Coach. 22 wins, 2 losses, 12-0 in Big Sky play. It was another fun weekend at the Brick.
And a big thank you to Bozeman. You showed out. We had tremendous crowds for both games. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, it seems like the athletic department was right behind you guys, got a lot of stuff going, and seemed like it paid off on Thursday.
Yeah, we actually had a cat stand. We had that student section. Chick-fil-A works. It worked. So, yeah, it was, like you said, Natalie's corner 3, that was very, very loud. I think Esme's behind the back pass to Taylor was a special moment. But just what a special atmosphere.
Yeah, well, let's get into some of these moments from this weekend. So the Picton 3 was kind of a culmination of a moment. You know, Esmeralda Morales hit a couple of threes right before that, and they were like some ice cold threes too. She had that step back, but I mean, this was a game that looked comfortable at the end, but it was tight throughout, and it was really that run led by Morales and then her assist to Picton that kind of set it all up.
Yeah, there were actually quite a few similarities to at NEU. We had a really rough start. Got ourselves a little bit of a hole and had to dig ourselves out, but as the pace and the game continues, as Taylor addressed, sometimes you can kind of wear some teams down and get a couple steals back to back, and some of those momentum swings. Esme hit that step back under 10 seconds on the shot clock, so those things kind of build throughout the course of the game, and once we kind of get that rolling, that this team really starts to take off, and it's really fun to watch. Yeah,
it really is. And, you mentioned a couple of the steals for like Taylor Chirk. She had a personal 6-0 run at one point, back-to-back steals. She had the one that looked like it was a pick 6 in football basketball where she just cut up it.
She is fast.
It would. I guess it would be like a pick 2 in basketball, but just making the interception in stride. So cool to see a run like that.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You just kind of let them loose and see what happens. But yeah, they're making some great plays, and it's one of those things, as Taylor said, you just don't lose a beat when you rotate somebody, and a really special group right now.
Yeah, and I do want to go back to that behind-the-back pass from Morales to Chiric as well. When I went back and watched it, like one of the crazy things, if you like freeze it where Morales released the ball, Chiric is still outside of the lane, and it looks like there's still 2 defenders between her and the ball, and it was just right on the money. I mean, that was one of the great plays we'll probably see all year.
It was, and it's actually not the first one that she's done. I'm like, there was a similar moment. I can't remember what game it was, but there's certain chemistries that are developing amongst the team, and Taylor and Esme are one of those group. If you watch Taylor and Natalie together in the backcourt, they bounce off of each other and switch at the right times. They've got a great chemistry. Addie and Lexi had a couple high-lows together in this last game against UNC, so there's definitely different groups and mixtures that we love this rotation because they just make some natural plays that you don't have to overcoach. And, our kids do know, like, if we land on 2 feet and we swivel, which Esme did, we should have somebody cutting off of that. And that's exactly what Taylor did. And so, fortunately, she was there for it.
Yes, that was really a lot of fun to watch. And I'm sure that played a role in her getting named Big Sky Player of the Week for the 3rd time. Congrats to Morales.
Yeah.
Man, just big time.
Yeah, really, really special game. Dominant performance by her. One of the most special things about her is she just does what's needed. She got us off to a good start against UNC, but, like, she's very timely as far as, like, her ability to take over and kind of feel how the game's evolving, how it's going. She hits the tough shots when it's a low shot clock, but, boy, she really gets her teammates involved, and I just love how she celebrates her teammates. She does a great job with that. Yeah,
bring me inside a little bit more about how a player can get their teammates involved. Like, what is a player looking for? Like, how does a player make those decisions?
Yeah, it's kind of the balance of, finding somebody like a KJ's, for example. When they're on the same side, KJ, Esme will find her in transition. When she's setting up Amira, she's finding Taylor in a corner 3. It's just kind of knowing your personnel, knowing what their gifts are. And Esme is a creature of her craft. She spends a lot of time on, off the court of learning the game and learning her teammates. And, we only had this one window, this one season to do it. And, boy, has she picked it up quickly.
Yeah, she really has. And we'll certainly talk to her about that on this show a little bit later in the year. Still 3 more shows after this one. But no letdown once you got to Northern Colorado, a 65-44 win again on Saturday. How about 14 assists on 20 made field goals in this game? And, boy, that first half was pretty dominant on Saturday.
Like how you talked about the first half.
I'm a veteran, Coach.
The team, they got off to a great start. We lost a little bit of focus in that second half, but felt like we had control of the game, and there's definitely some great lessons for that second half. But this team has no problem sharing the ball. If anything, clips that they got to see today, Taylor and I were just talking about, she's like, we were expecting it to be really, really rough. It wasn't horrible. But there was moments where we just showed clips of sometimes we were being too unselfish versus, we're talking about how Esme finds people. I'm showing Esme a clip of her passing up a rhythm 3 to try to find a teammate, and what we're looking for is everybody just play your gifts and make right plays that makes sense for all of us, right? And keep that simple. And that second half got a little bit loose for us, but really jumped out very well. Our defense was incredible, and they did share the ball really well too.
All right, let's get into some of the numbers of this season. It's easy to point to just the record, but the number 1 defense in the Big Sky, number 2 offense in the Big Sky, number 1 in the conference in steals per game, number 3 in the nation in steals per game right now, number 4 in the nation in turnovers forced, number 3 in total steals as well. So this is really impressive stuff. Taylor Chiric, top 10 in the nation right now in total steals. A player by the name of Kiki McIntyre of Longwood is actually leading the nation. She has 95 steals already this year at Longwood. Chiric has 71, but I mean the numbers.
What
you
are
guys
the minutes played?
That would be a good question. That would be a good question. That
right.
one I didn't look up.
I'm pretty sure Taylor Chiric is number 1 for minutes played.
Yes.
Right.
But still, I mean, you look at the numbers of this defense, and it backs up the eye test what we're seeing right now.
Well, in the off season, as Taylor addressed too with this team and maximizing everybody. When Taylor didn't tell the story when she was deciding to come back, but she was out on my deck. I'm gonna get back to your point. I'm sure.
No, take your time. We got plenty
of
time.
So we're on the deck, and she's like, telling me how she got closure on the season, and just it was a really special season despite all the adversity we had gone through.
Yeah.
And all the injuries, and so I heard closure. I'm like, she's going to be done, and all of a sudden she's like, I really want to come back, and it just kind of hit me, and I'm like, I was so incredibly overwhelmed with joy that the senior class felt it was such a special season that they would take this additional year. What an honor as a coach to have that returning. And so when we had all this experience coming back, we had the special freshman class, so you get Esme in the portal. You get a Hannah Robbins in the portal. We're like, we have this group returning that had been injured with Lexi and Dylan, and we knew Taylor was going to return. We're like, we have got to play fast. We have got to create mistakes. We've got to create these steals and possessions to maximize this group of kids, and that's what you're seeing unfold right now. They are just having so much fun with it, and they're so hungry with it, and everybody is playing their part. I was just talking with Taylor, like to have somebody that's seasoned, a veteran, coming off the bench who has been a starter, just being ready, showing the young kids the ropes, coming in and being a quarterback out there, having everybody play their part, and just being, hey, next one up, we've got this, communicating the huddle. This team's really locked in, and they got better today. And that's all that I care about is every day you show up for practice, we get better, and we continue to move that needle. But the defensive end is where we've had our identity from day one with this group, and they know we still have a lot more in that tank.
Yeah, well, it's been your identity for the last 20 years now, hasn't it been?
It has, but you can do more when you have more bodies. Last year we had to do it in the half court.
Yeah.
But then you add in some of these athletes in your freshman class with some of this foot speed, and you want to get out of the way. There's some things that we give them a little bit more freedom and less rules. Because we have tremendous instincts on this bench, and we definitely want to evolve that and let them loose with those great instincts.
Yeah, it's awesome to watch. For Lexi Deaton coming back, she got back in December, still kind of working her way back. Hasn't played a ton of minutes yet, but just where are you feeling like she's at right now as she continues to progress?
Yeah, I think, we're going to get that face mask off prior to the Big Sky tournament. I think, some of her finishes are super, super close. We were talking about that. Like, she's getting those go-to moves going. A couple more of those drop, and then we get the face mask off. And as Taylor said, they're both progressing with their conditioning standpoint. You'll see them in practices where some of the other kids are tapering down. They're actually doing a couple extra sprints in between to get their cardio. They're just going to continue hitting their mark as we hit the conference tournament. And because we are playing a deep bench, our entire team's pretty fresh. I feel like they're all heading in a great direction. And all I want is our entire bench and roster to be confident going into tournament. And I think we're heading in that direction. Lexi's definitely getting stronger, and she was disruptive Lexi this last week, mudding up things, getting hands on things, and you don't want to play against that kid.
No, I don't think anybody wants to play you guys right now. You guys are just like sand in the gears right now. Even beyond the steals numbers, just all the little tips and nicks and everything make it so difficult. So, all right, coming up at Weber State on Thursday, at Idaho State on Saturday, 6 p.m. Thursday night, 2 p.m. on Saturday. Coach, going to be a great weekend out there.
Yeah, sounds great. Thanks a lot, Keaton.
All right, that's going to wrap up this week of Cat Chat. Thank you to Taylor Janssen and Xavier Bishop, as well as Matt Logie and head coach Tricia Binford. Trevor Nominuk has been our producer back in the studios. All right, we'll be back again next week. Men at home, women on the road. Looking forward to it all. And again, we'll be back next week at the Ribbon Chop House. This is Keaton Gillogly saying so long, and we'll talk throughout the week. This has been Cat Chat, presented by Learfield.